This Friday, just 2 days, Donald Trump will become the 45th president of the United States. No doubt his policies will affect us all, including retirees. So to break down some of the Trump proposals and what they mean for your retirement plans, we have Greg and Kristen Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group. Thanks for joining us, Kristen.
Good to be here.
Okay, of course, nothing is set in stone just yet, right? We know he's still the president-elect until 2 days, but we're going to go by the campaign promises that he has made when we talk about this. So starting with taxes, Trump's been pretty vocal about wanting to lower taxes. How does that affect retirees?
Well, you know, I just don't see how realistic it is for the long term. Now, I think to boost the economy and get things moving, I see maybe he could get taxes lowered, maybe some kind of benefit there. For retirees, what's important to note is we've been preaching on the Roth IRA and how taxes are all-time lows already. So think about it. If he's going to lower the taxes, I want to say he said something like 12% or 13%. If
Get this, the proposal on that, Kristen, is, say, a single person. We have a lot of single women that come in that we have the opportunity to help. And a single person making $65,000 a year right now, which is a nice middle-class income.
Yeah.
They're in the 25% tax bracket.
Right.
Well, that's being proposed to be lowered to 12%, so less than half for the middle class. And you know, so about a 50% tax cut.
So think about that. What I was getting ready to say is if we're already at low tax environment and it's going to go lower, it's the perfect time to put into a Roth IRA, because the benefit that you're going to get later on is going to far outweigh the small tax reduction you're going to get with a 12% tax rate.
So what we're saying is pay the tax now while it's low and get tax-free accumulation, and then later on, everything that comes out can be tax-free. This is going to be so powerful. People need to get a glimpse of this and really embrace it, because it's going to change their future. It really will.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you anticipate any changes to Social Security under a Trump administration?
Actually, yes. Paul Ryan's already come out here recently and said that there has to be massive changes. Now, I don't want anybody to panic. It's not like they're going to take Social Security away, but they are going to tweak it in a way where because it's really antiquated from where we were back in 1935 when it started.
Right.
So people are living way longer and things. So we're probably going to see a point where people have to be age 70 to claim Social Security.
No, Trump has not endorsed any of those ideals yet.
Okay, but that's coming
this
from
the Speaker, Paul Ryan.
Sure.
Another thing is they're saying that if people have over a certain amount of savings or a certain amount of income, that they won't get the cost of living adjustment. So once they get Social Security, that's a fixed amount.
Set amount. Okay. So there could be some changes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think there probably will be, because otherwise Social Security is going to be insolvent. We have to make some changes.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, President Obama's administration passed a rule that requires all financial advisors handling retirement accounts to put their clients' interests first. Now, I know we have talked about this before, so will this rule stick, do you think, under a Trump administration?
Well, it certainly should. There's certain parts of it that are a little funky, and so in the news you'll hear murmurings of, well, why wouldn't you want to be a fiduciary, right? And we think that too. You should be a fiduciary. You should, as a client, be working with someone who does value your interests above their own. But there's other things where the government is trying to be a little more involved in the finances of retirees that I don't really agree with. So I think part of the rule will stick. I don't know if the whole thing will stick as it stands now, but it has passed and it has to be enacted in the next 2 years.
Well, actually, that's what we are hearing, that it's probably going to be pushed back maybe a couple of years before it's implemented, just so they can work out some of the behind-the-scenes things.
Unknowns,
but truthfully, anybody watching today should really be concerned if their advisor is not a fiduciary, which means that they don't have to act in their best interest.
Right. That sounds like an obvious thing that you would
want. It really does.
And an example of that is we talk to women a lot, and women are just tired of sitting down with someone that just touts themselves as a financial person, and then lo and behold, they're just a salesperson that's trying to stick them in a product, you know, like Greg said, you know, they're ready to give them whatever it is that they have to offer. And women, especially that I've met with, are really tired of that, and they want to meet with someone that really gives them true answers and not just selling them.
Right, and you got to ask those questions. We've talked about that too.
Do.
Okay, so obviously the impact of Trump's policies remain to be seen, but if you want to help maximize your dollars, help set up retirement, be prepared, meeting with you guys is probably the best place to start.
It's a good time to do it.
It's a great time to do it. And so what we're offering right now is the opportunity to come in, sit down with us, and review your goals, review where you stand, and let's make sure nothing's slipping through the cracks. The first 5 callers today, we're going to set aside time for, and we're going to send them out a powerful new book that I've come across. It's called The Power of Zero: How to Get to the 0% Tax Bracket. It's a huge, huge mind shift that people need to really start thinking about.
Okay. As always, thanks for being here, Greg and Kristen.